So much so that Luke Boyd in this lengthy inning has had to go back to the Goldeyes bullpen and start throwing around a little bit. So Walker takes over for Cheney. First pitch on the way to the left-hander. Chopper to third. Fuentes, he's going to go home for the first out. No throw around, so that will be out number 2. That cuts down a run. I'll bring at the top of the order Ray Patrick Ditter. Two out in the inning, and that will bring up Ray Patrick. How much of a fan favorite has Ray Patrick become this season? The RPD chance earlier on in the season, a couple of homestands ago. In the home run earlier in the ball game. First pitch on the way. He takes low ball 1. A 3-run inning so far for the Goldeyes. Few RBI walks. 1-0. Inside, and it hits Ray Patrick. That will be a painful RBI. 7th run of the ball game. Goldeyes lead 7-1. Second RBI of the night by Ray Patrick. That'll bring up the man who started this whole thing off, Ramon Bermasco. He led off the inning with a walk. So the Goldeyes bat around here. A 4-run bottom of the 5th. And now right-handed Ramon gets a chance. First pitch fastball, that hits the outside for a called first strike. Last start for Walker came against the Milwaukee Milkmen on June 5th. Give up 4 runs in 5 innings on 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 5. The 0-1. In the dirt, evens things up at 1-1. Golf to left field, but it's going to hang up for Richards. He's there to make the catch, and the inning comes to an end. A 2-run lead. Things get a little bit tighter here tonight. First pitch on the way to the 3-hitter. Marcelo takes a called strikes. Matt Walker back in the ball game. Cheney done after his 4 1/3 innings. Gave up 6 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned. Fouled back, now 0-2 on Marcelo. A tough inning for the Goldeyes on the defensive side in the 6th. Got a couple of outs pretty quickly, but just we're not able to keep Fargo's offense from rolling on. A lot of singles. 0-2 off the outside. And that gets this game in a little bit of a tighter scenario here down the stretch. How the Goldeyes want to manage this throughout the rest of the way. Got one of your power left-handers Vompel up and ready to go. 1-2, and Noah dances out of the way of a fastball seeking the lower inside part of the corner. Two-two. This breaking ball slips out of his hand. Walker joining the American Association in 2024 with the Chicago Dogs after his time in the Detroit Tigers organization. 3-2. That is low, 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 but called strike 3. 1 away, that brings up Peltier. First strikeout for Walker, and that will bring up the Goldeyes cleanup hitter. He walked his last time up, would eventually come in to score in that 5th inning. Lefty-lefty. First pitch fastball, takes a strike outside. Goes around swinging for strike 2. Oh, Luke Boyd done after his 6 innings of work. It was pretty tidy up until that top of the 6th inning. Goes 6 innings, gives up 10 hits, 5 runs, only 3 of which were earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. 0-2, and Peltier goes down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Walker, 2 away, and that'll bring up Giandido Trump. He had the other RBI, the other hit in that 5th inning. 2 hits for the Goldeyes in the frame. Quick 2 out here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Not exactly how the Goldeyes wanted to write this up after a lengthy defensive effort in the 6th. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. Walker drafted by the Tigers in the 13th round in 2019 out of Illinois State University. 1-0, little cue shot, third base side, tricky play, barehanded Walker, throws on to first, safe is the call, infield single by Trump. 3rd hit of the night, and that brings up Murphy. Just a little worm burner down the third base line. Walker falling off the third base side of the rubber, bounces quickly to the baseball. Now Trump always running hard out of the batter's box. Throw comes in. Bang, bang play. Trump in there safely. So a chance here for Murph. Back-to-back walks. He had an RBI walk his last time up. First pitch takes a strike. 26 RBIs now on the season for Murphy. The 0-1. Lands it on the back door for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Goldeyes up 7-5. A runner aboard at first in Giandido. The 0-2 is a move over. Trump walking back in safely. The 0-2. Ground ball deep in the hole at shortstop. Byrne tackles it, picks it up, throws it in his wallet. Infield single for Max Murphy. Goldeyes with a multi-hit inning. Both with 2 outs, and that will bring up Robbie Enriquez. Well, good bounce back after that long top of the 6th. They come back with 2 out base hits. Chance for maybe 3 consecutive singles. See what they can do here with runners at first and second, 2 out in the inning. RBI double back in the 4th. First pitch swinging, cues it on the ground to third. Fuentes has Trump caught right in the middle. Applies the tag on him, and that ends the inning. We go 10-0. It's been a tough go of it for the Dogs here this season. Keyshawn Lynch leading things off. First pitch on the way is taken outside for ball 1. Another game that matters, at least in hands of the Goldeyes. It is King County leading Sioux Falls 3-2. That's in the top of the 9th inning. Out at the birdcage. Kansas City and Sioux City. That game is a tight one, 3-2 in favor of the Explorers. That's in the top of the 9th inning. Trey Morrill, closer, getting out and starting off that game. A couple more. We go to Milwaukee, where the Cleveland Railroaders lead 6-1. They've been on a pretty good roll as of late. Strike 2 called. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Keyshawn Lynch. And the Gary South Shore Railcats trailing the Lake Country Doghounds 4-1. That's in the bottom of inning number 6. 2-2 is swung on and fouled off, held on to by Fernandez for strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Walker. 1 gone. That brings up TJ Schofield Sam. That's your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to us by West End Biz. So assuming that there are some those finals that go their way, we'll take a look at the standings, and there might be some changes over the next little bit. First pitch called a strike on TJ. Sioux Falls would fall below 500 and The Explorers could find their way into 19 wins. That would tie Sioux Falls for wins, but still be a half game back in losses. But Goldeyes, if they win tonight over the Redhawks, they would be ahead of Fargo in wins, but have the same amount of losses. So the Goldeyes would be at least a half game ahead of them. It's pretty jumbled up here in the West Division. 0-2 fouled off. East, it's a little more cut and dry, but again, you still got the top dogs with Milwaukee and Lake Country, but man, those two have been in a bit of a fight from the get-go of the season. It looked like King County was just going to run away with that division. Then Lake Country turns around, rattles off 14 consecutive wins, then drops 7 in a row. Just been a wild start to the year in pretty much both divisions, but one thing that has been pretty common so far is that the West is absolutely still up for grabs. And again, Kansas City's looking very sharp so far this season. Really good pitching staff, bringing in with timely hitting. Comebacker right to Walker. Flips it over to Sermo at first for the second out of the inning. I'll bring Ray Patrick Ditter. But the next 60 games of this year is going to be extremely, extremely important down the stretch. Especially closing up this homestand here. Wrapping up the series tomorrow afternoon against Fargo, and then the weekday setup against Kansas City. We'll get our first look at the Monarchs here this season. Good breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike. Walker eating up some innings in the bullpen. Ditter fooled on that swing. Coming up empty 0-2. Time is called. Downstairs. Low and outside, 2-2. Two outside, ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Goldeyes up 7-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Down low, ball 4. Ray Patrick, they're on a walk. Tell me something new. Goldeyes have a man on. That brings up Ramon Bermasco. Second walk for Ray Patrick this evening. Chris Kos out of the first base dugout. Another left-hander loosening up in the bullpen for the Redhawks. Drew Gritz moving around. I've not seen him yet this season. So here's Ramon, hitless so far today, but a base hit back hitless so far today, but a walk back in the 5th inning. He came up twice in the frame, lined out to left field off of Walker his last time up. First pitch takes a strike on the outside corner, starting ahead 0-1. The 0-1. Line drive up the middle into left center, a base hit. Ray's going to keep running through second. He's going to get to third standing up. Ramon with a base knock. Extends the inning for Noah Marcello. A 2-out magic for the Goldeyes this season. They've done a